Good evening, everybody. This is Johnny Blender, and welcome to Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. It's awesome that you would take time out of your day to spend it with me, and I'm so grateful for that. Everything's kind of chaos in the shop right now. 20 minutes before the show started, I decided that I needed another computer monitor right here. So I didn't have time to mount it on the stand correctly, so I've got it held on there with a C-clamp, so hopefully it won't fall off while I'm doing the show. A lot going on tonight. Like I said, everything's just been hectic as hell today and frantic right before the show. Last weekend we had bad weather, and that was one of the reasons I didn't do the show last week. And when we have bad weather, this building is metal. So the rain hits, it's got a metal roof. The rain hits this thing, and it is unbelievably deafening when the raindrops are hitting on it. So that's another reason that I don't do the show when the weather is bad, is because the power goes out here quite a bit. And if the power goes out, everything's lost. Well, I am taking new steps against that with I've got notes here that I'm looking at so I can remember what all this shit is called. I'm putting in an APC battery backup. My mouse ran away. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the APC battery backup is going to control the computers, the modem, a couple of lights, the router, and it'll give me some lights where if power does go out of here, I can get out of here without killing myself. So I'm real excited about that. JD Showers with Sherv Media Production, a new sponsor and contributor of the show, has been doing a lot to help me get some of this technical stuff in order. I'm still learning. After 6 years of doing this, I'm still learning, because I have a lot of other things that I do here at Performance Metal Finishes, Vampire Chassis, the Edge Radio US. There's just a lot going on, and it's me and Lynn that pretty much do everything. So it's one of those things. It's one of those things that I have to work with and take help whenever I can get it. So that those changes that's some new changes that are happening. The second monitor is working off of the laptop that I do the show on. So I've got a mouse on the laptop, and the monitor's right. This second monitor is right here. So I've got everything on it that I need. I'm watching the feed on the Edge Radio US. And don't forget, if you don't have the Edge Radio US, you can go to the edgeradious.com on the internet and stream live. Or if you've got an Android or mobile device, you can go and download the Edge Radio US app, and you can listen to the Edge Radio all the time and take it with you wherever you go and play it in your car. It's pretty awesome. Another change that we're going to be doing on the show is for the sponsors. I'm going to start adding segments of the show that we're going to be doing for each sponsor. So that's going to be something that, we'll have the different sponsors that we have that will be doing different segments of the show. We'll have the show be sponsored by them for 10, 15 minutes, whatever. I haven't decided how long we're going to do them. And then every 10 or 15 minutes, we'll change the screens up on the podcast. And then I'm trying to work on some stuff where it'll also have the screen, or for the sponsors, it will have the sponsors' information pop up on the Edge Radio app at the same time or within a couple of minutes. So that's some more of this technology stuff that we're working with, and I'm getting around and working through. So stick around. It's going to be some pretty cool things happening. Let me scroll down here on my notes again. I just turned the air conditioner on in the shop, and it was hot out here, and I'm sweating. Oh, that water's cold, and it is good. But I will tell you, I'm fixing to kick it off with a classic series Monte Cristo tonight. Awesome cigar. These are really good. I love them. They're one of my favorites. So if you just bear with me for a minute while I get this thing lit. I'm not worried about the lighters anymore. I found something that's more reliable. That's what I like to grill with. But I bought 2 of them. So I got Lynn one too. Awesome cigar. This is really good. Didn't quite get it lit though. Just a little bit longer. For the dead air on the radio station, I apologize for that, but I've got to get this cigar lit. Using those sound effects for the radio everyone. That's awesome. I had a new idea. I thought we could talk about that. Those are just a few of the things that are going on, and all of them should start showing up next week on the show. We've got some video drop-ins that we're also going to be doing, provided by Sherv Media Production. JD does a lot of car shows and things. So that's one of the things we're looking really, really forward to, is getting all that kind of stuff up and implemented in the show. Let me find my mouse again. Hey, I got my good buddy John U Basic tuned in here. Let me check him out real quick. Hey, John, are you there?
Hey, my friend, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you doing?
I am doing awesome, man. Couldn't be better.
Hey, look, I wanted to, in case anybody doesn't know that, everybody who listens to the show and watches it knows my buddy John U Basic with U Basic Motorsports Performance Parts. It's a great place to go when you need parts. And you're a little bit further down in the script, but I'll go ahead and ab-lid and come back to it when I get there. I saw that your specials, a couple of the specials that you're running this week are on cold air intakes. It's a cheap way, an affordable way to increase the performance of your vehicle. What do you have on that, John?
Well, unfortunately, the information was actually we're doing a tip program, if you will. It's how to increase your horsepower, torque, and efficiency overall of your car using specific tips that we're recommending. That's not going to break your bank in the process of trying to get more horsepower out of your vehicle, right? So this was, I think, the cold air system was tip number 5.
Okay.
This week we do not have anything going on yet. The sales that we have now are going to end up in May 24th will be the end. May 25th is going to have a brand new set of deals, if you will, but they're also going to be a cold air intakes that. So it's not this rotation, but it's the one starting May 25th.
Man, I apologize for not having my information right on that. When I was, like I said, 15 minutes before the show started, I decided I needed another monitor because I couldn't do everything I wanted on one screen. So I started ad-libbing, and that puts me in a frantic state, a state of confusion, if you will.
Well, much apologies. If you want me to, I don't want to mess up your show, man, because that's not what I want to do.
No, man, you're great. You're great. It was me. If I was just I jumped over on LinkedIn at your ads on LinkedIn, and I saw that was what popped up first. So that's the first thing that cued into my head. I saw the cold air intakes. I didn't read anything, and then I saw the Champion oil products. So I just went with that, and that's why I sent you that little message.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, for this week, and well, through the 24th now, okay, of May, we have Taylor, we have Pour 15, Ready Lift, Champion brand oils, Low Car, Rigid, and Arc lighting. And it's plethora. It's anywhere from 10, 15, 20, 11% off, 17% off of all these products. And like I said, what we try to do is every 2 weeks we rotate and add new products and new discounts, if you will, to the site. We're also going to be having a Memorial Day week of discounts coming out starting on the 24th of May through the 30th, I believe, of May. So those will also be on the website. So all you have to do is go to usebasicmotorsports.com, check it out. Like I says, we completely redid our website, and
Did you get everything back up and going, John?
yeah, the site is pretty dang fast now from what it was, man. I mean, parts come up like that. We have a much better search options now. You just type in what you're looking for, and the search is a lot better by far. It's like night and day from what it used to be.
Awesome. Awesome.
But
I'm
the
glad to
site is
hear that.
real simplistic. The simplicity of the website is really simple, man. I mean, I got away from all of the crazy videos, all of the other nonsense that was on there and what's on a lot of sites. And now it's all about, it's pretty much all about your immediate savings, new arriving parts, and featured manufacturer brands that we identify on a every 2 week basis or so, or monthly basis. So it's pretty much no nonsense deal, man.
That's great. I'm happy to see that you got that going, that's back up. There's a lot of good things going on the U Basic Motorsports performance parts, and I'm glad that I've been on the ground floor with it, and I've been able to watch it grow and see how everything is coming together for you. You're doing a real good job. I'm getting some pretty good comments from people about you and about your company and everything. So I am super excited that that's happening for both of us.
Well, yeah, no doubt, yeah, no doubt about that, man. No doubt about that. So yeah, please keep calling me, keep checking it out. I mean, we don't have every part we have is not the cheapest, but I'll tell you, we're pretty aggressive with our pricing. It's and I'm not scared to wheel and deal. We all work off of margins, right? Because we have to keep the lights on, pay the bills, and so on and
That's
so
right.
forth. But if somebody gives me a call and I got a margin of 40%, I'm not going to take a 40% margin because I'm looking for long-term customers and relationships.
Exactly.
So we'll wheel and deal. Now, I'll be on the other hand, if I got like 5%, it's kind of hard when they already take 2.7% off every time somebody swipes a credit card, right?
Right.
But we're here to help the racer out and just a normal motorhead guy as much as humanly possible.
Now, let me talk to you something else about fuel. You are a VP dealer. Am I correct? I am a Sunoco dealer. And the biggest thing I sell is methanol because most all the people I buy methanol and keep methanol here all the time for drum and gallon sales because I can do both of those. I want you, if you get a chance, I want you to check out these guys.
Okay.
With the price on how much 110 has gone up to, and I'm not trying to hamper your sales or my sales. I'm looking out for the customer and some of the smaller racers who can't afford that. Now, Dan Muldowney is the CEO of Race Gas. Race Gas is not, I think that's a division of the corporation that it is, but I just know him from Race Gas. I was with him at Smiley's, I think in January or February. Super nice guy. I sent him a message trying to get him on the show tonight, but I just couldn't do it. But this is something that I want you to check it out because it's something it's an additive. It comes in a quart.
Okay.
They make it for leaded and unleaded fuels. It is, I don't have the paperwork because, like I said, I'm frantic, and I grabbed that when I walked out of the house because I had it sitting on the bar to remind me to grab it. So I bought that out. And one of the things about that, if you can get, if your service stations in your area have conventional 91, 93 that has no methanol in it, this is a great product to add to get your octane rating up there where you want it. Save a little money on the 110. If you're a 110 guy, you're running 110. This is a great way to save some money for the everyday racer. Now, when I was out at Smiley's, Dan told me that they were actually taking conventional fuel to the tracks with their race gas additive, and they were setting up tracks to do this at where they were go let people try the gas running this.
Okay.
and see the difference that it makes from one way to the, from the $15 a gallon stuff to marking that down. Now, this isn't going to be something that's for everybody. But when you've got a lot of these guys that live around me that can't afford that kind of money for fuel, this is and they're not they're weekend warriors. They're doing stuff on the weekends. Hey, Jim Cummins, I see you in the green room. I'll be with you in a minute. Bring you in. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring Jim on in here right now. Hey, buddy, you there?
Hey, man, what's happening, John? Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, Jim, how you doing, my friend?
Good stuff. Man.
But this is something that I kind of wanted to. I didn't know if you were aware of it out there. And like I said, this is more like for the weekend warriors, not the guys who are trying to go every second, every point, chasing points, and just the guys that still are out for the fun of racing, do a little street racing. This is a great way, instead of carrying 5 gallons around in your car when you're street racing of mixed gas. This is something that's affordable, and it's a really, really good alternative. I've used it with some dirt guys in the past, and they have absolutely loved it. But I think Dan Muldowney, I think that would be a really good person for you to speak with and get some more information on this product from him. And it would be something that, it would be available if y'all could come to agreement at U-Basic Motorsports Performance Parts. And I really think you'd see some pretty good sales in it. I know there are another couple of companies that have something like it, but I haven't heard anything good about any of them.
Yeah.
A lot of the octane boosters and things like this. This actually changes the composition of the fuel to make it a race fuel. So it's just something I think I had mentioned it to you a while back, but I couldn't remember if I did or not. But I wanted to mention that to you because I think it'd be a real good fit for your customers.
So if I looked under race gas, I'll be able to find contact information and phone numbers, or do you have a special bat?
Correct.
Do you have a special bat phone that goes directly to this guy?
No, I don't have a bat phone for him. But if I had a bat phone for him, he'd be sitting with you and Jim right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I hear you.
So Jim, how's everything going up north?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Getting ready for the season.
John, you've got a Pro Mod. Jim has the East Coast Fuelers. He's got a front engine dragster. Do they have? I know they've got a lot of the Pro Mod stuff out in the events that you're doing, Jim. Do they have a lot of the front engine dragsters out on the West Coast where you are, John?
No, not like they should. Not like the East Coast has. The nostalgia guys get together. There's a couple of nostalgia clubs that are over here that, especially in the Pacific Northwest, that, to go to various tracks and put on shows, right? But the only way that you get any of these guys in is if there's a special race or something and they actually bring them in from out of state.
Right.
I mean, they're don't get me wrong. They have them here in Washington and through this area, Oregon too, but nothing like, I wouldn't say, just not quite as at a level that like Jim's group or a lot of other groups. That's why it's kind of funny. I'm kind of in the wrong part of the country.
Yeah, when you get out this way.
I need to be in the freaking East Coast, not on the West Coast.
Probably not a bad idea. You get into
Plus they say, you got an attitude of an East Coast guy. What the hell are you doing in the West? Everybody here in the West is very, proper and everything, and I'm not that at all. I don't know. I'm looking at different opportunities over there. In fact, I actually spoke with a gentleman who's looking to sell a performance shop out there in the Alabama area.
Oh, close to me.
Yeah. So anyway, we're looking at different things and different avenues, but nothing yet per se.
Hey, let me stop before right there. I got a bunch of comments in here. Let me see what I've got coming up. Chester Taylor, hey buddy, how are you doing? Hey Chester, whenever I see you, I got a cigar for you. Lynn, I see she's got ubasicmotorsports.com. up there. Johnny Blender is the representative for the state of confusion. Yeah, my wife. I gotta love her. My daughter's tuned in. Hey, baby, I forgot to call you and wish you happy Mother's Day. We had Stephanie and Mary over here for Mother's Day. Got kind of hectic. I apologize, my darling, but I will talk to you as soon as possible. All right. So I think I got, let's see, state of confusion. I got a great wife. She's awesome. All right, so Jim, let me jump to you real quick. You've got a couple of big events coming up next month in June.
Yeah, we got a bunch. We have May 28th. We'll be at ATCO. We got 4 cars there. As a matter of fact, I was at a show last weekend, and a top fuel guy asked to run with us to test. So I was like, let me make sure the track's prepped for that kind of stuff.
Right.
The fire, the safety, there's a whole bunch of things when you run fuel. And then we got Wilkesboro on June 3rd. That's a Harley Davidson car show, swap meet, and all of that stuff. And then us. And then Cecil County on the 10th.
Cecil County.
Yeah, man. That's the Mid-Atlantic Nostalgic event. And that's going to be great. We should have 8 cars there. And then 710, we have the all Harley event as well. I reached out to a couple of Harley guys, and they loved our show, and they said, "Come on in, let's do it." And that's going to be, I think it's their 120th or something like that. And they got Harley Davidson coming down too as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And then they got a night of fire and up at Lebanon Valley. So
did you get anything put together at Motor Mile?
Not yet. It was interesting. There was a lot of factors involved in that, and it just couldn't get it together quick enough. Let's put it that way.
Right. I understand.
Yeah, and it's hard doing something when you host an event instead of just come in like Paul at Wilkesboro. Paul and Cindy, they're great people, man. If you ever met them, you'd be right at home. Both of you guys, they're just sweethearts. And they're really good. We're partnering with them too. We're trying to talk to the Southeast Gassers and maybe put on a fuel and gas show, which would be really cool.
Right.
They pack in the crowds and stuff too, and I think we would too as well.
Have you checked with the Dirty South Gassers and Funny Car Chaos?
We'll be at Funny Car Chaos up here at MIR, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Jagger Naves and we reached out, we talked, and he goes, "I'm looking for alters and front engine cars." I said, "You got it," and we'll be there for that race. So there could be some badass cars there.
Yeah. I was sitting in here in the chaos of getting this other monitor. And when I say this monitor is right here, it's right there. Try to get all this stuff done. I'm tripping. We got busy. We got really busy here in the shop during COVID, and it's never slowed down. And it's just me. And I came to the conclusion after I busted my butt getting in here, and I don't mean that as I was working really hard to get in here. I walked in the door, stepped on a piece of pipe. My feet went one way, my head went the other way, and I busted my butt on the floor coming in the shop. I am closing the shop next week for 1 week, and I'm going to go to Home Depot and get me some of the day workers that are out there, and we're going to come here and take everything out of the shop, put in some new shelving, and reorganize this shop because it is a cluster, if you know what I'm talking about.
Intercourse.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I just can't do this like this anymore. I've got too much work and too many great customers that I do work for, and I'm killing myself moving stuff. I had to get to the lathe today to do something. I had to move 2 toolboxes, 2 roll around toolboxes, a shelf, and my jig to get to the lathe.
Yeah.
So, I spent almost an hour and a half getting all that stuff moved, relocated, and situated, got to the lathe and turned apart in 6 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. More time getting to it instead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I am going to put a post up tonight on all the sites that I will be doing a show next week, but I'm closing the shop next week just to clean this thing out. I just can't do this anymore.
Good for you. Good for you.
It's tough. It's tough for me to do that. I've been needing to do it since COVID, but after the pipe thing tonight,
you know what? You'll be more efficient too.
And
you'll make that back in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So I just can't work like this anymore.
Yeah.
John, how is everything going with your Pro Mod? Are you looking at bringing it out pretty? You have some scheduled events for it?
Yeah, actually, we're going to do some runs on it here, probably about another week and a half, maybe. And then the very first start of June, there's a couple of NHRA trophy races. We have a number of nostalgia races that we're going to go. And like I said, we do a lot of charity work also.
Right.
Just a ton of charity work.
Oh.
So we have some car shows we're going to that support children's hospital. We also are with the Susan G. Komen Heart Association and just Wounded Warriors, just a plethora of other events that we try to just keep it to the charity side of this thing as much as possible. So we've probably got in a short period of time, because, Pacific Northwest, it rains.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So we're just actually cramming about 6 months of things into 4 months.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, by the way, John, we're going to be at Maple Grove at the Race for the House, which is the Ronald McDonald House, on the 17th, which is that's a charity event. My racers, the guys that go, they go for free. We put on a show, and they got a hot dog thing, which is a guy donates all his hot dogs and his time, and all the money from the proceeds from that go to Ronald McDonald House.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And with everything that we do, and the three of us together, with all the things that we do individually, the great thing about the two of you as well as myself is we do charity stuff. We work with the cancer kids. That's kind of the thing that I like. Vet Starts is another charity, a veteran organization out in Texas that was started by my best friend in the whole world, rest his soul. His daughter took it over after he passed, and she's running it. And it's just one of those things that's near and dear to my heart. And it was painful that with all the COVID stuff that was happening, I couldn't get over there to do any events with them. So I'm hoping when things cool off a little bit temperature wise in Texas, because I don't want to go from where it's hot to where it's hotter to do stuff. But I'm hoping towards I think September, October, they start doing some things over there that I want to get involved with this year again.
Yeah, you gotta get to one of our races too, John. You'd love.
Yeah. I really want to hit that Wilkesboro race so I can see my daughter and grandkids, because they're right there in that area.
Nice.
And I'm going to talk to them. Yes, sir.
I tell you, I'd love to come down there and race, obviously, but I don't know if you let my junk in the front door, so I'm not sure about that. But
that junk of yours is probably one of the nicest. It would be one of the nicest cars in the state of Louisiana.
We'll get you in. We'll get you in.
Appreciate
it. You come to one of my races, John. We'll get you in there.
Also, hey Jim, you and I got to talk about what we've been emailing each other about, something that we can both get involved in here a little bit as far as helping your guys out.
Yeah, definitely.
But hey, I was just, it was funny. I was out working on the trailer, because it doesn't do any good if the car doesn't get to the track because the trailer's jacked up, right? So I was spending time on doing some rewiring and everything, and started to put everything back in there and everything. And I'm sitting underneath or laying underneath the trailer, running some wires and everything. And, of course, I'm just sitting here or laying there on my back, and I thought to myself, I wonder what Jim and John are doing right now. So you guys are, especially Jim. You guys, you're always in my mind because I'm always trying to figure out something that we can do for the group.
I think the same thing. How we can make it where it's viable for everybody. And
right
on that. And John and I always talk about that. And we love our sponsors and we support them. Alka Diggers and Competition Products, and we are looking for something. I'd love to hook up with a chassis place. Like we had S&W for a while, but they're under new management, so they're kind of getting their way through the grass. And
yeah, the employees aren't real happy with that.
Yeah. Some aren't. It's there, but
everything always has a twist. Just because it's new doesn't always mean it's better.
No. But they got a bottom line to worry about too.
That's what we all have to worry about. That's one of the things that all of us have to worry about. And but one of the things I like to do is I like to try to help the racers, not only the big racers, but the small weekend warriors, because that's what I am. Hell, I can't even warrior because work's so bad, so backed up. So that's one of the things. I help promote these events. I talk about events, and that's really all I've been able to do is talk about them, because the last couple of months we've had something else going on that prevented me from hitting a lot of events. But man, I'm loyal to my customers too much, to a fault.
I was at a car show, Hot Rods and Harleys in the town of Rahway, New Jersey. And they were looking for cars. One of the big rock stations, Q104, kind of paid us to show. And Don Landis has got a killer big block car. He's got a sponsor, Lucky Dog, and another, I think it's Terry's Motorcycle, whatever. And I'm out there talking and working the crowd, and he goes, "You don't have a sponsor the way you schmooze everybody?" I said, "I'm too busy herding cats, which is keeping everybody together."
Yeah, I understand. I understand that, and it's bad when you're herding cats. You got more cats than you got herders.
Yes, I'm the only one.
Yeah, that's so. So we're all kind of in the same, and that's one of the great things about small business. Small businesses' goal is to be successful, provide a good service, provide good customer service, and be able to take your wife out to dinner without having to check the balance on your credit card before you go.
Yes, and also take care of your employees too.
Yeah. Oh well, I don't have that problem.
Yeah, well, you still got to take care of yourself. The problem working for yourself is your boss is still a butthole. No.
Oh man, my boss is a horse's ass. I can tell you that. But I've been fortunate. I love doing the show. Like I said, the last few months has been really rough and tough, and I've hung in there and tried to jump on and do it as much as I can, and did a few shows even when I didn't have it in me, but I put on the good front, and I let people see exactly what I wanted them to see and nothing else.
And I appreciate everything you do for us, John. You support everything in my group, and that's awesome. So
I love you guys, man. I'm ready for Charlie to come back.
That we're working on that. Charlie's working on that too. He's all ready to go, from what I understand. So,
and that car of his is just sitting there. And I hate to say this, that car of his is sitting there aging, but I'm afraid his car is going to age like a good wine and be better than it was. And it was, I challenged him to a race, and I said, "Here's the deal: we'll go heads up, pro tree. You have 3 wheels on your car, I'll have 4 on mine." And he said, he asked me how many links I wanted, or he wanted to spot me, or did I want him to spot him?
Yeah.
So Charlie's fast. Charlie's got a fast car. And I love him and Raffaella. I really love Raffaella. And Raffaella, if you're watching tonight, I really love those apple spice donuts that you sent me a few years ago. Those things were awesome.
He brings them to the track, and it's like, man. They're given to everybody, so everybody's about a 10th off.
Oh, man. They're awesome. They're awesome.
Yeah. They're killer. They're just, and they're good people. Charlie's like the professor with the tune-ups and everything else. I put port nozzles in my car this year, so hopefully we'll get a little bit more out of it.
Yeah, well, I want to put port nozzles in mine once I can get it and get all the bugs worked out of it now.
Yeah.
So, that'll be the next thing I can do to speed it up.
Yeah.
But my thing is I've just got to get it where I can get it have time where I can get it to the track. I've got the body spread all over the shop and bending new panels and making a new body for the car, because the other body with all the convention Comic Cons and horror cons that we do got a little beat up, had a little road wear on it from going in and out of the trailer and kids crawling all over it. But I love that, so that's not a problem.
That's patina.
Yeah, aluminum's cheap. I can get more aluminum and make another body panel. So, but I've got a couple of little design changes that we're doing. We're
Cool.
still going to have the coffin theme to the car, but got a few little new things that we're doing. We're taking some stuff from a few other cars that I've seen out there that I really like. Hey, is the guy who's got the Guardian one of your guys, Jim?
No. Not that I know. I don't know. Not yet. No.
You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard it, but no, I don't think so. No,
he's got a beautiful closed canopy front engine car.
No, that's not me then. No,
and it is unbelievable, and he's given me a little help and a little insight and a few metal tricks and things like that I'm doing. So. The new body is going to be pretty impressive.
Cool.
I think the fans are really going to like it.
Cut it out, John.
Yeah. All right, John. What else do you have going on?
Who, me?
You, Jim. What else you have going on? I'll get both of you.
We got the rest of the season. You got August. There's going to be we're going to be up at Island Dragway, which is where Garlett's did his first 200. The Funny Car Show, their anniversary, and then we'll be there as well. We're going to have 6 cars there. Funny Car Chaos is the end of August. And then we're going to do the Dover reunion in September the 22nd. And then we're going to be down in Rockingham on November 18th, so it should be nice.
You are
and
coming
cool.
to Rockingham, okay? I knew you were planning that, but I didn't know you had anything.
It got rained out. Yeah, okay. Exactly. So, and they reschedule it. And Dan Van Horn's doing a killer job with that racetrack. And we'll probably be back at Wilkesboro some other time too, because Paul loves the nostalgic cars and nostalgic racing, and he's trying to reintroduce it to that neck of the woods.
Right.
And you got to get Paul on here too. He's a sweetheart too. He
put a bug in his ear. Put a bug in his ear for me.
Oh, absolutely.
How is Mike doing at Alky Diggers?
Mike is doing good. He's getting better. He's got the girls. He's busier than a one-on paper hanger. And he's kicking butt, man. He's doing awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, John. Now jump up to you. What else do you have going on, and what else can we expect other than a new website from you Basic Motorsports Performance Parts?
Well, as far as the drag racing side of it, we obviously July 1st through the 2nd, we have an Independence Day nostalgia shootout over here in the Pacific Northwest. Also, I've been invited now. This is the 2nd year now. They're Hot Import Nights. It's a custom car show that's put on by, believe it or not, not the American built, but the Japanese vehicles and so on and so forth. The Hondas, the Mazdas, all these, but it's called Hot Import Nights. And it's grown so big that they're actually going to have it in a hangar, if you will, at Joint Base Lewis McChord, because they're expecting about 1,500 cars for this thing. And they're looking, it's a 2-day event, and they're looking at somewhere around 40,000 people are going to attend this thing.
That's a big market too, man.
And it's huge. I mean, the turbo guys, they give me some crazy things to look for, but it's a huge market. But the funniest thing is that when you go to this thing, really, except for a few Dodges, right? We're about the only race car that is actually, or a Chevrolet in the show.
Right.
It's the craziest thing, man. I've never seen anything. And last year we won best appearing car in a this show, which is kind of unique. But again, biggest thing is why I'm going is because of these basic motorsports performance parts business, right? But anyway, that's just that's something that's coming up too, and we have a number. We have a drag race in August that's called a Estranged Drag and Car Show. That's actually a big race at an outlaw track here in the state of Washington, and they have cars that come from California, Idaho, Oregon, Wyoming, and it's just a bunch of good old boys putting a race together. And there's really nobody's racing for any money or any trophies. It's just a great big 2-day event with bands, drinking, and drag racing.
That's cool. I love those. I love those. You throw a little music in there and everything's fine.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. So as far as the business is concerned, that's just going along. We're obviously always working on new marketing partners or manufacturers. So the website holds about 200,000 parts, but I can actually find and locate about 4.5 million parts. And again, I'm not looking to be a Jags or a Summit. I'm just looking to be, provide customer service for the racer or just the motorhead, and to be there to answer any questions. We do a lot of things with media. We put out a lot of do-it-yourself videos, how-to videos. It's just, we're just there to try to be a partner for the industry and for people that just, they just want to get some education and go somewhere and get some parts, man. So, again, John, we appreciate all your help and all your support, man. You're awesome. We talk a lot, or often we talk enough and bounce things off each other, which is awesome.
Are you still coming to New Orleans?
Well, yeah, we are. Well, we want to, definitely. Yeah, the wife wants to go there and check it out and see what's going on. Boy, if Lynn wants to send me some information, that'd be pretty awesome. As far as recommendations.
I thought I asked her to do that, Lynn.
Hey, everybody's busy, and I get it, man. It's not a big issue whatsoever. I'm just trying to figure out how the hell I can get over to the East Coast, man, because
Alabama's a great place. Alabama's a great place.
Yeah,
really close.
No, right.
It may be too close to me for you.
Yeah, well, yeah, it could be, but well, like I said, we've looked at Texas also, because my crew chief that I had for years and years, he moved to Texas. Dude, it kills me, man, when he left. But anyway, he moved to Texas, and so we're kind of looking over in that area also. So, but we're just so.
Let me ask both of you something. I've talked to both of you, and I've sent both of you information on the Cold Fire Super System. Have either one of you looked at that?
I looked at it, and I got my tech guy looking at it, and he, you know what? I got to reach out to Billy again, because he's NHRA tech, and he looked at it and he said, it's interesting. He's got to make sure. That's what I need to know, so that before we go with it, because I need something. I need a 20-pound system, and I'd love to do something like that.
And a 20-pound system would be a 4-liter system.
Right.
That's what that would be with Cold Fire.
And a 4 liters, like 2 soda bottles, which is the 2-liter bottles.
32, 64, 100, a gallon.
Right.
A gallon. It's a gallon of the Cold Fire, and then you charge the system with, and the tank, the 4-liter tank is not super big, but I mean, with the time that you're looking for in the event of an accident or a fire, the other than that 8 to 10 seconds that you got with traditional gas, this is pretty impressive.
And that's what I like about it, and that's because my car is space is very limited for me on my chassis. It's a vintage 70 car,
right?
So fire systems were optional at that time. So
Right.
Yeah.
It was optional. It was just that they didn't choose that option when they built your car.
No, exactly. Well, it was an old junior fuel car, so it had an old nitro Hemi in it, and that's it. It wasn't blown, but I got a 10-pound on it now, but I would like to go to. I need to go to a bigger one on it, and space in the cockpit is very narrow.
And that 10-pound bottle, I think is. I don't have the measurements in front of me. I think the 10-pound bottle is the same size as the 4-liter tank.
It's possible.
I think it is. It seems like me and Mr. Ron were talking about that when we were out at Smiley's, and I think because I was talking about the limited space that our type of cars have, and he goes, well, if they're already running this one will fit right in there.
Right.
So, and like I said, the 1-liter system I've got isn't a lot bigger than this water bottle. It's about twice this size. And it's only about 3.5 inches around. So, I mean, it's really, he's done a lot and really came up with something pretty good.
And that's what I'm waiting for Billy to do it, because he's definitely got the correct set of ears.
Right.
Or the right channels to make sure it's right.
But Mr. Ron's like us. He's a small business guy, and when I met him, I really liked the guy. I really like him and his wife, and he was just one of those people that I wanted to work with and help.
Cool.
So, but I knew I'd sent both of you information on it, so I did send you information on it, didn't I, John?
Yes, you did. Like I said, what I did is I'm in a little different scenario or situation because I'm selling this to a lot of different places, right? So I have to be sure that NHRA knows about it.
Right.
Which I know they know about it, but I just have to be sure, because dealing with the customer, the first question out of their mouth is this
SFI certified? That's what they
right. That's a
Or is
person
it
that
legal?
comes out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Huh?
Right.
So I'm just, like I said, I'm in the process now. I did talk to my Division 6 and 7, and they said, well, it can be an add-on because they're still looking at it.
Right.
But they said, well, it could be an add-on, but, and there's always that but.
Well, that's a cool thing. If you have a 10-pound bottle on that, and you put one of these on it, you're meeting the NHRA and the SFI requirements by a one-dated bottle, but then you also have a lot more fire suppression.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I was looking at.
And that's what I was looking at, and that's exactly what I would do.
And I got, like I said, on my car, I carry 2 10-pound bottles.
Right.
And so, I'm thinking, well, okay, I could put another bottle in it, but, I hate to say this, and, at the end, this is kind of stupid to say this, but a lot of times, weight is something that's just freaks everybody out, right? I mean, the lighter, the better, the quicker, right?
Yeah, so I always tell everybody, use a bathroom before you make a pass.
Yeah, that's right, definitely. But I'm just waiting for a little bit more insight back from them to be sure that there's no issues from the business standpoint or the operation standpoint.
You can't get hurt on that.
Right, and they do use it in. I know Smiley puts it in all their dirt. They put that system in all their dirt cars that they race. And then I want to say it's either Indy or IMSA that is running it also.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a good product. He got it under UL rating and everything on it. He just didn't want to play the SFI game where he wanted to keep it affordable. Didn't want to play the SFI game where he had to jack it up another $275 for a 49-cent sticker on the bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I hear you on that.
That's one of the things. It's bad when a lot of the race organizations and sanctioning bodies they think more about one company protecting one company instead of protecting the drivers. And the funny thing is, the drivers are the one who keeps the events going,
and the other companies alive.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, I appreciate both of you for coming on. John, do you have anything you want to close with?
No, just good to see you, Jim.
Good seeing you, John.
I do want to throw a shout out to the Wild Bunch guys, man. Also.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Southern Wild, Scott Storm and his guys, Chester Taylor.
Yeah, gotta throw something out there to those guys, definitely, man. So Scott's man, I thought I had a lot of stuff going on. I'm just like nothing compared to all the crap Scott's got going on over there in his world. Holy mackerel, man.
I'm telling you, man, he's something else.
He's
Jim, you got anything you want to throw in?
What's that?
You got anything you want to close out with, Jim?
Nothing, man. Thanks, and thanks to the sponsors. And John, we'll talk and we'll figure out something for us, boss.
No doubt about it. Thanks again, everybody. And John, thank you very much for all you do, buddy. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, thank you guys for taking the time out of your schedule to come on the show.
Thank you, John. Good show.
All right,
take care. See ya.
All right. Let me see if I can figure out how to turn this off now. There we go. I got it. I'm back. Hey, something else that we're going to start doing. I got a couple of shout outs I want to do. I was going to do them earlier in the show, but guests came on. So I want to send a big shout out to Joseph Fondue of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. He sent me a message today. He was in the house listening to the Edge Radio US, giving us a nod for a great job. So I really appreciate that, Joseph. And I did see your message about Uriah Heep. I think I've got some Uriah Heep in one of the other sound blocks that I've got. But keep sending me what you like, man. If I don't have it, I'll try to get it up for you. We'll do a Joseph Fondue. If I'm pronouncing your name right, if I'm not, please correct me. But we'll do a Joseph Fondue rock block and put some music on there for you. Also, a couple of birthdays I want to mention: Stan Stevens, Wayne Richards, my buddy Josh McCrane over at Port Gibson. We did a car show for them a few years ago and had just a great time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I got about through half my script, and then I still got that gives me stuff to talk about next week. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to stick around and watch the cool. Let me find it. The cool outro show. Darn it. I've lost something. Oh, there we go. I forgot to turn something on. Don't forget to check out the outro that was provided to us by one of our new strategic alliances and partners, Sherv Media Production. JD Sowers will be on here next week, and we'll be talking about all the stuff. And we've got some real cool stuff that we're going to be showing you that has been done from some of the previous car shows that Sherv Media Production has done. So check that out. I want to say good night, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. And check out the outro. Stay here for a little bit longer and watch it. It's only about 20 seconds, but it's really cool. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. I'll see you next week. Oops.